So, before Ben Affleck was Batman, he was Daredevil. Yes, I'm going to review that movie. Hey everybody, this is David, and today I'm going to be talking about Daredevil, the movie starring Ben Affleck, Jennifer Garner, Clarke Duncan, and Colin Farrell. And yes, I am going to be doing this because I am very excited about the new Netflix series, Daredevil, from Marvel Studios. So that show is going to be connected to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it got me interested to go back and check out the Ben Affleck Daredevil again, because unlike a lot of people, I always remembered enjoying the movie, and I've watched the movie more than once. It wasn't too long ago when I watched it, and I thought, you know what, it's coming out this Friday. I'm gonna sit down and watch the movie again, and that's what I did. So does the movie still hold up from when it was released back in 2003? Let's find out. First of all, we have our main hero, Daredevil himself, Matt Murdock, played by Ben Affleck. And I'm going to tell you guys, I really liked him in this role. Yes, I mean, Ben Affleck at this point in his career wasn't really the strongest actor, but for what the movie was, I felt he was okay. He wasn't bad. He wasn't terrible. So I think I liked him in the role, me personally. Jennifer Garner played Elektra, who I guess is the love interest to Matt Murdock in this movie. And funny enough, Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck got married in real life, right? Even though this was during the time when he was still with J-Lo. And yeah, thank God those Bennifer days are over, right, guys? And yeah, I liked Jennifer Garner in this role. I thought she was really good, and I mean, I'm glad she was recognized by Fox from that, but at this time Fox was like making good and bad decisions all over the place when it came to their movies. Their movies were sometimes good, like the X-Men franchise during that time, and bad, like Elektra and X-Men The Last Stand. So Fox had some hits, but they also had some misses. The Elektra spinoff, we're not going to talk about that, or at least not today. And yeah, what can I say? I thought she was really good. She was obviously very beautiful, so you needed someone like her in this role, who was a pretty good actress. There was some parts where it seemed like it was being forced, like the part where she was fighting Ben Affleck. Okay, those are some of the few moments that I did have problems with in the movie. Their chemistry was really good sometimes, though. You gotta admit that. I mean, they're married in real life for a reason. It's because their chemistry really is pretty damn good in this movie. Some of the cheesiness, though, with the romantic stuff, I think, is more to do with the writing. But their chemistry, to me, is strong that you kind of enjoy it once in a while. But like that park scene, yeah, I'm gonna admit that scene was, I don't know what the writers and the director was thinking there. We also got Clarke Duncan, the late Clarke Duncan, as the Kingpin, Wilson Fisk, and he is very menacing and very ferocious, and we actually get to see him fight at the end of the movie against Daredevil, which is really cool. I really liked Clarke Duncan in this role, and I remember I don't remember a lot of people really complaining about it at the time when he was cast, and for me, he was a huge guy, so for me, I thought he was a great choice as the Kingpin. To me, the race issue never bothered me when it comes to characters. It depends on the character for me, but when it comes to Kingpin, I felt like there's nothing in there that really says that he needs to be a white or a black man. So for me, Clarke Duncan was like perfectly cast. I think he fit the bill and he looked the part, and he's menacing when he wants to be. He could be a sweet, gentle soul in the Green Mile, but then he can be menacing like he is here, which was really cool, because especially that fight at the end. The cool thing is, if you watch the director's cut, there's a really cool part when we are first introduced to him, and he kills this guy right in the beginning of the film. And yeah, man, it's a really great introduction to that character. So yes, I am going to recommend the director's cut version, by the way. So just take note of that. We also got Colin Farrell as Bullseye in this movie, and I'm going to say that he is not really well developed in this film. He is more like the hired help, and he's just there to kill for Kingpin. He's just that. He's an assassin who's hired to kill Daredevil and Elektra. So yeah, he and some other characters. And yeah, if you're looking for like some in-depth character development from him, you're not gonna get that. We got a couple of other supporting characters. One of my favorites would be Jon Favreau as Foggy Nelson. And yeah, I think he brings a lot more light humor to the film. And I like that. I like that the film has a lot of... It's a pretty dark, serious film, but at the same time, there's a lot of campiness to it. And to me, I don't mind that. That could be a problem that some people had with it, the campiness of it all. But for me, personally, I thought it brought an enjoyable factor to the film. Not everything was dark and serious. And not that, you know, it wouldn't bother me either way, because I love the Dark Knight trilogy and even Man of Steel. But I wouldn't say this movie was that serious and that dark. But when it is serious and dark, it's good to get that humor once in a while to kind of, you know... Not everything is depressing in this film, you know? So it's good to get some of that lightness, and I think Jon Favreau's character really brings that out. Speaking of Jon Favreau's character, him and Matt Murdock, Ben Affleck, there is a side story in the uncut version of Daredevil, where the director's cut version, where they help a client who is played by Coolio. Coolio is not seen in the theatrical version. He's only seen in the director's cut version because they cut all his scene out when the movie was released to theaters. And I think the storyline actually brings more not just, you know, a new dimension to the film, but it brings more story to the film, because I think some people pointed out that the movie felt like it was lack on story, and I can argue a little bit that, yeah, it wasn't like a strong story, but like this does help bring more story to the film, because there is this side story going on that kind of does link up to the Kingpin down the road and allows Matt Murdock to find out more about Kingpin and why he goes after him later. So a lot of people will recommend the director's cut version, and I am also going to recommend that version. If you get that chance, see the director's cut version of Daredevil. A lot of people say it's much better than the theatrical version, and yeah, I'll agree to that. The action sequences in the movie are pretty cool. They're very hand-to-hand combat. You don't get too much special effects in this movie because this was... you could tell it was not a high-budget film like X-Men 2 at the time, or even the Hulk or Spider-Man, those films. This was more of it was a little bit more lower budget, and but I'd say the action sequences were really cool, and it's nice to have that dark superhero once in a while, like I said earlier, but again with the campiness mixed in there. So I'm going to give this movie a 7 out of 10. I really enjoyed it, guys. Despite, you know, what some people might think of it, I really enjoyed it. I know a lot of people will probably disagree with me, but check out the director's cut version, especially if you've never seen that version before. Check that version out, because I know a lot of people who have seen it say the director's cut version actually makes it a much more watchable film. So that's all for me, guys. I can't wait for the Netflix series coming out very soon, and I'll be doing a review of that. Not episode by episode, but I'll probably do a whole series review after I get done watching all 13 episodes. So until next time, guys, take care.